Yes, we're live. You
right.
live. Telling me in the middle of the screen, Colin, that we are live, which means trust in technology. We are live. So we are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody that watches live, drinks along with us, sips along, and watches on hashtag. I always feel cool, Colin, when I do that. It's not true. Hashtag replay. We're streaming on Sippers and Sharers. Lots of places today. Sippers and Sharers group, Sip and Share page on the new Distillers group. I'm letting the distillers in. What goes on in these chats?
Quite right.
Facebook and now McLean's page.
You got it. Yeah, that's it. McLean's.
Finally, all it's taken is a week and gin, and I've got it. McLean's page. So, good evening. Hi, Colin.
Hello, Kate. How are you? All right.
We are going to start this evening. Let's see how many people join us. We are going to start this evening with the competition winner. Okay. And part of me was like, oh, let's do it at the end or drop it in halfway through. Yeah, then I thought, oh, that's a bit mean. They're going to want to see. So, well, let's give it a couple of minutes and figure out what we're going to make whilst people join us, whilst the alert goes out. It's just gone out. Once the alert goes out, I'm going to put my phone on silent, Colin, because you know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
My mum will ring or some drama.
Yeah,
and we've got to be quiet, though, because your kids, your little babies, two little twins.
They are tiny, and they're don't worry, they're upstairs, and they're on the complete opposite side of the house from where we are. We should be
loud as we like, and too young to understand the odd swear word, aren't they?
For the moment, although I think their language is developing, and I do have to be careful what I say around them. I'm a yeah.
So, hi, Louisa. We have 28 people watching. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Please tell us what you're sipping. Hi, Lisa. Lisa says, hi, Kate. Hi, Colin. Tell us if you're drinking something blue. I really, really need a drink tonight. Not said like an alcoholic, but said like, oh, look at you with your posh pourer on top.
Yeah, I love these pourers. They make life much easier for cocktails and whatnot. So,
yeah. Can I justify those in my life yet?
Well, we've got a Booker account because of a wholesaler, and we bought a pack of 12 for a £5 or something, and they're great. You know, they're good for gin festivals, and yeah, I mean,
I feel I can. Hi, Louise. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Louise.
We are going to do. Should we do this competition announcement? Because should we see how many? Let me tell you how many people. We had 2,100 and something. I can't remember the exact number. 2,100 and something entries. That's ridiculous. That's like mad. Thank you to everyone that entered. So the competition was running, as we know, from last Friday on Sip and Share UK. All of my stuff, all of your stuff, everywhere. Hi, Joanna from the Isle of Arran.
Oh, from Arran. My wife Jess is from Arran, believe it or not, so she might know her.
Serious. Your wife from there?
Yeah, she's from Arran, yeah. I wonder if she would know Jessica Gilson. Oh, she's McLean now, but previously Jessica Gilson.
Is Isle of Arran a big Isle of Arran? Is it?
No.
Does it feel like large?
5,000 population, I think. I mean, it's quite a big island, but it's very kind of sparsely populated. It's beautiful, though. It's really nice.
It sounds beautiful, like Isle of Arran.
Yeah.
So we've got. So hi, Joanna. Louise is having a Mason's distilled slow. Love the something blue, but only had one taster. Louise, you're gonna have. Oh, she has got a taster. Louise got a taster. We did gin with your gin. Went down very well. Okay, so the winner. Let me just. There we are. Okay, so the winner. Checking in before my chef. Hi, Robin. The winner commented 4 days ago on your page, on McLean's page.
All right.
And was comment number 1,213. Comment number. Oh, so we had 2,106 entries. You can see my random number generator here.
Yeah, I used one recently. Right? Okay.
The winning comment was number 1,293.
Yeah.
And it was Sharon Ann Fremantle. Amazing name.
That's a cool name.
Sharon Ann Fremantle, who tagged in somebody called Melissa Shamey Palmer. So if I turn that round, you can see that there. If I show that to the screen there, you, Sharon Ann Fremantle, have won a bottle That's the winning of the congratulations, of McLean's something blue. Lucky you. So Sharon and I'm going to write this as a comment so that I'll put it up. Sharon and Freeman. I don't know if she's watching, or if you.
It's tough to say, but so we can't directly message her as a business, but if Sharon can drop McLean's a message, then we'll sort out the details.
I will find her. We'll find you. We'll comment on Sharon's post because I've been through your feed and I've been through mine. So
yeah,
winner, chicken dinner. So congratulations, Sharon. Well done. Thank you for everybody. All 2,100 and whatever it was entries. Mad. They get bigger every time. Yeah, she is in for a treat indeed, Lisa. So we'll leave Sharon's name up on screen for a couple of minutes. But Colin.
Yes.
Whilst everyone's like, oh, I've not won. Watch the numbers. Rip right down. Well, we'll have a gin and tonic. We'll have a drink.
Right.
Tell us a bit about McLean's gin. What's this all about? How long have we been going? What have we been doing?
Right. So McLean's gin. We started in 2017, January 2017. So the kind of premise of it was actually born on December 25th, 2015. So that's Christmas Day. And my mother and father-in-law, they gave us this little gin making kit for Christmas. Now, prior to that, I had experimented with making wine and beer to pretty mixed levels of success. I would probably add. My dad told me one of my wine was like Blossom Hill, so you can tell me what you want from that. And my mum's actually still got a bottle of old wine aging in her cupboard from about 4 years ago. But I guess they must have thought, okay, he's interested in making booze. Maybe he'll want to try spirits next. So forgot all about the kit until the 13th of February 2016. Now, keen-eared listeners will know that that's the day before Valentine's Day, and I'd forgotten about Valentine's Day as well. So I kind of put two and two together and thought, okay, right, so let's dust off the instructions, and I made Jess a little bottle of gin for Valentine's Day, tied a wee bow around it. Next night, there you go, Jess. So we sat down.
Can I just stop you there, Colin? Because that's not a usual the fact that you guys have made a wedding gin as a married couple, been with my husband for 14 years now. I both laughed and cried on the inside that there was no one in this world that my husband, God love him, would ever think, I know what my wife likes, gin. I know what I'll create her a gin for Valentine's Day. So straight away, were you married at this point?
No, we weren't married. No.
I'm having him. I'm sticking. I'm in. I'm done.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, the romance runs right through McLean's gin. But yeah, we sat down and we enjoyed what I'd made, actually. I think we poured a little spot, we put a splash of tonic in, and we both tried it, and we kind of looked at each other and thought, oh, that's actually quite nice. And it just sort of got us thinking. So we experimented with that recipe over the next 9 months or so, and that would then go on to become our signature gin. So we repaid the favour to our mother and father-in-law that Christmas, and we gave them a little bottle, as well as some aunts and uncles and friends. And we had a bit of a kind of family party. And Jess is actually originally from Yorkshire, so she's got a hardy Yorkshire. A good Yorkshire lass. But all the Yorkshire lot were up, and they like a drink, they like a gin, and an aunt and uncle kind of almost came to blows over the last few drops of the bottle, So we thought,
you finally crawl out of the woodwork, because this sounds to me like, oh, my second cousin's husband's child is making a gin. Everyone get up to Scotland. That's a bit like what my have.
Yeah, I did do that. And yeah, we took their feedback, so they kind of said, you should try and sell this, make it, and more people need to taste it. So we thought, yeah, okay, let's give it a go. So we sort of established the business in January 2017. Now, at this point, we lived in a small tenement flat in the south side of Glasgow, in an area called Battlefield. And we didn't have much in terms of equipment. We didn't have a premises or whatever, but we thought, okay, I wonder if we can actually run a successful gin business from a one-bedroom tenement flat.
What were you doing, Colin? Well, I'm going to open this in a second because I know we're about to make a drink. What were you doing, like, as your day job at this point?
I worked in construction. So when I left school at 17, I started an apprenticeship as a draftsman. So a draftsman is not someone that fixes drafts. It's a kind of engineering speciality where you draw components and all that fun stuff. It's a bit like an architect, but on the engineering side as opposed to the kind of residential side. And that kind of all went a bit funny when the Great Recession of 2008 struck. So I fell into a job in construction. It's a kind of small family business, and there's 5 of them in the office. And I think working in quite a small environment like that, you get a feel for how a small business runs. So, and I worked there for 5 or 6 years. I started as the sales and technical advisor, and then progressed to sales and technical manager. And by the time I'd left, I think when you work in an environment where there's 4 or 5 people, if someone's off, you've got to cover their role.
Yeah. It's like having your own business largely.
Exactly. And I think it showed me how a kind of small business operates. So it did give me a bit of an insight into, okay, well, how could I transfer these skills into my own business in making booze? But I mean, we had no experience in the alcohol industry at all. I've never worked in a bar. I did work in the kitchen of a bar and restaurant when I was 15 or 16. But no real experience in that industry. And it is a complicated industry. We've learned as we've gone along. And actually, in hindsight, being more prepared for it might have been better, because we've probably made a lot of mistakes. So we haven't progressed as quickly as we might have liked to, but you live and learn, don't you? Yeah. So it took us about 9 months to get all of our licenses and whatnot in order, and we sold our first bottle in September 2017. So we're almost 3 years into our gin journey, and I think we're at about the 10,000 bottle mark now. So 10,000 bottles sounds like quite a lot. There are producers out there that are doing 2,000 bottles a minute. So some producers have done in 5 minutes what we've done in 2.5 years. But I guess that shows you the gulf and the difference in scale between the craft guys and the big guys.
100%. And the reason why I love my job in this regard is to learn exactly those sorts of things, and to the attention to detail that is paid, that you guys pay to create. And I've only got this one with me, to create this Scottish Gin Award finalist 2019.
Yeah. And 2018, actually. We updated the sticker, but it made it both years. It didn't win, unfortunately, but finalist is not bad. So.
I reckon finalist is pretty good, to be honest. So is this what you do now? I've been filming with McLean's for just over a year, and I would be lying if I said that it paid the bills. It doesn't, but it is going in that direction, which is good. I think we've still got a lot of work to do, and you know yourself, there's a lot of gin out there, so it is a very kind of competitive market. But there's a lot of gin drinkers out there as well. So we have found that the more we kind of connect with people, the better things go for us. And hopefully you seem to quite enjoy Something Blue when you tasted it on Friday night. So that's good. I really enjoyed it. So I can be completely honest with you and say, my life, I was a bit scared, because I was like, it's blue.
Yeah.
Okay, how's this going to go? Let's just hold the camera. And I've got to read the description again, because it did make me laugh, but I was also being a bit rude with my friend.
I quite enjoyed it, actually.
I did. When the first time I read it, I did have to look at my husband and go, yeah, that is what that says, isn't it? Yeah. And I love the fact Something Blue was created to celebrate makers Colin and Jessica's wedding in June 2018. I love it. Oh, look, we've got some love. Johnston Aitken says, love your gin. Love your gin.
Excellent. Thank you, Johnston.
A gin like no other. Something Blue focuses on the marriage of their 2 favourite botanicals. Now, this made me laugh. The tonka bean, okay, and the butchu. How do you pronounce it?
That would be buchu. So if you think of, in Scotland we have lochs, so it's a very kind of so it's like buchu.
Buchu.
Buchu leaf. It's fantastic.
You're going to get a buchu leaf, aren't you? I can't see like a.
No buying of them here. And they're tiny little leaves. If you look at an image online, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you this on camera, actually, but
can you eat one?
They're dry, so probably wouldn't be great. You could make a tea. Now, if I put this up to the camera, I don't know if you're going to see them.
Where do they come from?
They're from South Africa, or Southern Africa. So you might be able to see the little dots on there. These little dots are little sacks that are filled with essential oils.
Is it a pod? Is it got a pod? Like, can you pop it? It looks like a pod.
No, it's an actual leaf. So if you Google buchu leaf, you'll see some images of them fresh. They're tiny little things, but the the flavour on them is just unbelievable. I mean, when we first got our buku delivered, it's like blackcurrant leaf meets mint, meets kind of sage and fresh herbal notes, and everyone actually picks it up differently. I get kind of hand-rolled Cuban cigars coming through there, but about 1 in 20 people hate the smell of buku. They find it repulsive. We've had engine oil, sulphur, and cat's pee mentioned at gin festivals. So there's some kind of genetic thing.
Get away from our stand.
Yeah. But for the most part, most people think they smell fantastic. It's a really fresh, summery, kind of almost holiday-like smell, I suppose.
So whose favourite? Because you've said here, Something Blue focus on the marriage of their two favourite botanicals, the tonka bean and the buku leaf. Whose is whose? Jessica's favourite is the
tonka bean. Jess's tonka bean.
I didn't said typical. I don't know why, because I have no idea. Jessica tonka bean.
It is typical in some respects because tonka beans are used a lot in perfumes. I believe Chanel are the biggest buyer of tonka beans in the world. So maybe a sort of feminine scent, and maybe buku, if I'm picking up kind of hand-rolled Cuban cigars and whatnot, then maybe that's more of a masculine scent, I suppose. But they work quite interestingly together. So one's from Panama, one's from South Africa, and we don't know this for sure, but I would imagine we're probably the first people to ever really bring them together in a culinary experience. And they're from different corners of the globe and they're completely different flavors, but they work so well together. So, yeah, it's an interesting.
It's like you, Scottish man, Yorkshire lass.
Yes, exactly. That's it. And we're different in a lot of ways, you know. But
no,
opposites attract sometimes, don't they? So,
absolutely. So the tonka bean and the buku leaf, and we've got to drink some of this in a minute. I am thirsty, and I have had a day.
Yeah.
Supported by six further botanicals, including.
Go on.
Don't judge me, everybody. Clitoria ternatia.
Yeah, pretty much. Clitoria ternity. So, yeah. You
said it. Clitoria ternity.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah.
That sounds classier as well. You sound classier. Which provides the spirit its signature blue hue. Okay. This is the petals, isn't it?
Yeah. So that is butterfly pea petals. Let me find those. These are an unusual botanical. Now you can use other flower petals to give your gin a blue colour. You can use blue iris petals. I think some people use beetroot powder. But these are little dried petals. They're from Thailand. It doesn't take much. So per bottle, we're talking about what, half a gram maybe of.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's very little that you need to get the colour that we have in there. And in terms of flavour, they don't add much, if anything. They are, I'll be the first to admit, a bit of a colour gimmick. But I think we had to, if we're going to call something blue and we made a wedding gin, then you need that colour gimmick. And I suppose there's more to it. There are quite a few blue gins out there, but I think this one has a reason to be blue. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm a marketer. 100% makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. Floral notes of violet and lavender open the spirit, which develops suggestions of fresh herbs, almond, blackcurrant, and a hint of marzipan. Yes, it does. The finish is long and dry with just a subtle sweetness.
Yeah, so there's no sugar added to it, but the botanicals do give you quite an interesting little sweetness on the finish, and it's a very different gin.
It is a very different gin. Yeah. Sorry, just to kind of violently agree with you there, Colin. It is a very, and when I was drinking it, I was thinking, what can I sit and compare this to? What other thing does it taste like? And the answer was either I haven't tasted enough at all, or can't really think of anything that it tastes similar to. And it did have that really nice peak of natural sweetness of the marzipan.
Yeah.
Because I have a sweet tooth, and I was thinking, oh my God, how dry and floral is this going to be? Is this going to be a bit much? And it was perfect for me.
That's what we like to hear. Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's not a dry gin and it's not a flavoured gin. It's sort of somewhere in between. And they quite often say, I think it's actually an Abraham Lincoln quote, that you can't please all of the people all the time. Some people it almost does. It doesn't please absolutely everyone that tries it. You will always get the odd person that's not sure. But for the most part, I mean, it's by far our biggest seller now. And
is it?
Yeah, you don't need to be getting married to drink it. It's very enjoyable whether you are or not, but it does make a lovely wedding gift, and we do wedding favours and whatnot as well if there is anyone that's getting married that are watching. Shameless self-promotion.
The wedding gift angle, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's such a different spirit, and I think we have tried quite a lot of gins ourselves. The focus isn't necessarily on the juniper. The juniper is there, but it's not. It's a lot more botanical focused than a kind of dry gin. And I think for us, there are some fantastic dry gins out there. We've got quite a good collection here, but we wanted to do something that was a little bit different, and we didn't think to add another London Dry to the market would actually enhance the market. We thought it'd be nice to do something that is really quite kind of quirky and creative and different, and generally quite people pleasing as well. So yeah.
We've got some love coming in on the comments. I don't know what you can see. Mervyn Pierce says, "Hi Colin, I will try a bottle of blue stuff. I'll take a blue one."
All right, drop me a line.
You did, yeah. Message me and I will transfer the money over. Hope you're okay. It's been a while. Hi Mervyn.
let me take a note for that, because I have a memory like a sieve, because my kids have deprived me of that. So
message him quick. Get him in there. Hi there.
I've got a note now. Mervyn was an auditor for the company that I used to work for. Actually, he's a really nice fellow, Mervyn. I haven't seen him for probably 2 or 3 years now. But yeah, excellent. I will
together.
What's that, Kit?
The gin is bringing us together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind drinking.
I want to drink. I'm going to drink this. So I think we're making 2 different things.
We are. So do you want to go first?
Well, you go first, because yours. I want to watch you make yours whilst I make mine, because I'm gonna do a. What am I doing? Friend 75.
You're going for Friend 75, and I'm going for a Blue Hito, which is a mojito. And I know that's a rum cocktail, but it's a gin cocktail evening. So a Blue Hito. So we're gonna tune into our pile of ingredients over here.
Your tray and your. Oh, you've got a measure. You see, we never bring a measure upstairs.
Oh yeah, I think because I make gin for a living, I measure everything. So all the botanicals are measured, all the spirit and water's measured. So we would go for 50 ml of something blue.
Yeah, me too.
Into a shaker, which is half filled with ice. And some sugar syrup. So that's 25 ml of sugar syrup.
I'm putting sugar syrup in mine as well, aren't I? I'm doing sugar syrup.
Yeah, go for that. That's the last of that bottle. Sugar syrup goes in.
Right.
And now we would squeeze in half a lime.
We're going to fish out lemon seeds, lemon pips.
You need to get yourself a cocktail shaker, and that will solve that problem.
I've got one downstairs. Wasn't prepared, Colin. The children wanted something. I had an armful of booze. I was on my way up.
Fair enough. All right. I can't forget.
Looks like 50 ml to me. All right. So you're squeezing that lime. Have you got one of those things, Colin, where you press the citrus fruit in and it juices it for you?
No, I don't. And actually, we're writing a book called the Craft Gin Cocktail Guide. And it's one of the things that I've told people they should have, but I don't even have one myself.
Well, I didn't call you out there, but
yeah. No, they are useful though. But I quite like squeezing something by hand. So I would give this a shake up. There's plenty of ice in there. If you shake it, you're diluting the mix a little bit with some of your ice, but you're cooling it down and you're really mixing all the ingredients together. There we go, that'll do. And that is going to go into a glass with some fresh mint. We should really muddle the mint, but I forgot to pick up my muddler. I do have a muddler.
Can I just say, as a layperson, just give us the definition of muddling, because I have some assumptions of what muddling is, but there might be people on here that don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I suppose if like a pestle and mortar. So if you had spices, it's a bit like that. So you're just kind of smashing it to release the flavors and the oils that are contained within the fruit and the spice or whatever. Because we like mint and cucumber, a traditional mojito wouldn't have any cucumber in it, but we're going to go for a few wee sprigs of cucumber there as well. And in with our gin. You can see it's got quite a nice little kind of pink tinged complexion there. And
Don't tell Colin.
damn, I've no bottle opener. Hold on a sec.
Oh, I've got one. You can borrow mine.
Thank you. Okay, 1 second, Kate, all right?
Oh, he's gone. Right, you know that this is a really classy gin, everybody. I've got a lemon pip in the bottle of my glass. Don't tell Colin because he's really sophisticated and everything. And I haven't got a spoon, so I'm trying to use my fingers. Oh, back.
We're back. Now for this one, we're using Fever Tree's new Mexican lime soda. You could use regular soda, but we think this just gives it that little bit extra sort of zestiness. Shake it right in.
Crushed ice or?
Crushed ice would be good. We opted for ice here because we've shaken it with the ice. You probably would want to add crushed ice normally, though. Yeah.
They do put it on top, don't they?
The kind of DIY version. But cheers! I'm looking forward to that.
Cheers! And look, I've got the little colour thing going on with mine as well. You know that we talked about the other day.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
It's very nice.
So that is, as I explained,
pretty strong.
Yeah, it's quite punchy. So the butterfly pea petals, they contain anthocyanins. They're water-soluble colour pigments. And alcohol is a strong solvent, so it draws out all the colour and all the flavour from everything that it touches. Hence it's blue. Now, when you're adding tonic or Prosecco or lemon or anything like that, you're adding acid. And you're increasing the pH from an alkali to an acid, and you get a nice little chemical reaction in the form of a colour change. So, normally we just say magic, but...
I was going to say, and my language is, ooh, look at the pretty magic. Cheers, please. Cheers, anybody that's having a little sip tipple. Lorna has asked a question. What is, and it was Lorna that introduced me to you, actually. Speak to McLean's. What is out of the McLean's collection? Oh, she's really good and said, out of your favourite children, which is your favourite? And in the wider gin market, what do you drink? What's your go-to drink?
We've got a few.
Yeah.
If we're going Scottish gins, and Scotland has about 450 gins at the moment, we really like Orkney Gin's Rhubarb Old Tom. I love a gin called Valencia. So Valencia is made by a little gentleman called Alfonso, and it's distilled with Spanish oranges. He's from Spain, and he's come over, and it's kind of fusion between Scotland and Spain. So it's a Scottish spirit, but with Spanish botanicals, and it's so tasty.
What's that one called? I'm going to write that. I'll put in the comments here. So we've got that one, Orkney Gin Rhubarb.
Valencia. So it's like the city Valencia, but with a T instead of a C. So Valentia.
Oh Lord, Valencia, yeah.
And we also love. So we are in a county called South Lanarkshire, which is. It's not. We're not too far up in Scotland. We're only about an hour and a half from the border. In South Lanarkshire, we've got 5 gin producers, including ourselves. And from them, one of my favourites is Bigger Gin. And I think you might have been speaking to Bigger Gin recently.
Stuart,
yeah, he's a lovely guy, Stuart, and his gin is fantastic. So Bigger's a staple in our household. So between Bigger, Valencia, and Orkney's Rhubarb Old Tom, we love them. A good classic is a Tanqueray 10 as well. I know it's a huge brand, but Tanqueray 10 just always hits the spot. It's a great cocktail gin. So yeah, there's so many. I mean, someone recently said there was about 12,000 in the world. How do you get through it? Yeah.
So what about Jessica? So Jessica, you said earlier, just off camera, Jessica is dealing with the twins, and the twins are how old now? 8 months, 9?
9, coming up on 10 months. It'll be 10 months on the 9th of August.
And which ones do you get? Do you get boys? Do you get girls? Did you get a mixture?
2 girls. Yeah, 2 girls. We have Harriet and Freya. They're really nice.
Harriet and Freya.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good kids, actually. It's my first experience of kids, so we've been thrown at the deep end having 2 of them at once. But they're pretty laid back. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the first few months for me, I found it really difficult because you're constantly juggling trying to run a business and learning all these new things every day. But now that they're kind of 9 months, they've got an interesting personality and sense of humour, and they're starting to try and move around a little bit. And they have their individual noises. Harriet, she's a clicker. She's and Freya makes this sort of unusual siren sound, which is just great to hear as well. But yeah, they're really nice kids. But yeah, they are quite.
The link was going to be, so Jessica, your wife, who's the other half of Colin and Jessica Something Blue. What does she drink? What has she been a gin drinker for ages? Did she get into gin? Does she not drink it?
She's been a gin drinker longer than me, actually.
Okay.
So, and actually, I never really liked gin until until I met Jessica. The first thing that I ever drank in my life, alcoholic wise, was gin, and it was Bombay Sapphire from my mother's booze cupboard when I was about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Don't tell the cops. And I hated it. I suppose when you're 14 or 15, your palate hasn't developed much, and I think I was drinking it straight as well. And it was just, I was like, oh my god, how could anyone want to drink this? So I'd always thought that I didn't like gin. And Jessica, she was partial to a gin. She particularly liked Hendrick's. Hendrick's is made just down the road from us. Really, it's only about an hour away. They're in Dumfries and Callaway. Oh no, they'll be Ayrshire actually. But it's kind of got me interested in gin as well, because up to that point, I think all gins were sort of following quite a safe generic recipe with your juniper, angelica root, orris root, coriander seeds. And Hendrick's pushed the boat out with their rose and cucumber, which I just found really interesting. And it took a few drinks to kind of get my head around it, I think, but after that, I think I kind of got mega into gin. And Jess still loves a Hendrick's. She's got a bottle of the Midsummer Solstice, which is really nice. It's quite a kind of floral gin. She's easygoing. She likes gin, but I couldn't necessarily tell you her favourites. Again, I know she likes Bigger. I know she likes Valencia, and I don't know if she's tried the Rhubarb Old Tom by Orkney yet, but I'm sure we'll get some. But she loves the McLean's range. She likes floral, and she really likes Something Blue. Something Blue is her kind of key favourite of the range, really.
To what extent does she get involved in the business? Is it the both of you? Is it you mainly? And Jessica's desperate to get away from the twins. I'm joking. You've got 10-year-old brothers. I've got an 8 and a 6. How old are they now? 8 and 6 the other day. Okay. So you've got a journey. You've got a journey to go on, and they might be clicking. You might start clicking and doing siren noises to get gin. That's what your two might. Those noises might stay with them for years.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. No, Jessica, she's very emotionally involved in the business. So she has to deal with me kind of up and down all the time, because you know what it's like when you're on your own business. It's not necessarily easy. She doesn't get involved in the production side of things or the kind of day-to-day running of it, but she is as much of a kind of integral part of the business as me, because without her, she encouraged me to start it in the first place, actually. I toyed with it as a bit of a sort of, okay, we'll try it, almost as a sort of hobby, and she's like, I think you need to go for it. If you're going to do this, then put your mind to it. And I would never have actually had that in me myself without her prompting me to do so. So she's at least 50% responsible for the start of the business, and she's certainly at least 50% responsible for the success of it, because I would be struggling without someone to vent to at the end of each day. And
it's so hard, when you run your own business, and I do, and my husband does, and we work together on one of them, and it is you cannot do it on your own, and there's much the other person not in the business. They so are in some
capacity, at least, even if they're not involved in the
absolutely, even if they're not doing admin for you or marketing or whatever, it might be sales or whatnot. Talk to us about the rest of the family. So we've got you, we've got Jessica, we've got the twins, we've got all the family that turned up when we realised that we were starting to make gin. But what about the gin family? Who else is in? So we've got Something Blue, and then who are the others that you have in your set? Please tell me you've got some there. Can you show us?
I can line them up for you. If you can give me 30 seconds, I'll have.
I can.
Play for you, right?
Girls up. Line them up. What else, everybody? There's loads of people watching. 26 people. They're staying with us.
Oh, nice.
We've got loads of love up there, Colin.
Yes.
Great.
Signature.
So everybody, what we're about to see now is your shopping list for the next few days. Ready? Are we ready?
What's there?
But when I should also say, all of you, so you are kindly extending, that discount code. So Colin said that if people message you, they can buy any of these bottles for £35, including postage and packaging.
Including postage and packaging, yes.
So 35 quid. Yeah, Lorna, get ready. We're all going to be. I'm an admin on the McLean's gin page at the moment, so I will see all of your comments coming in, and I'm going to put my comment right at the top of your list.
All right.
Delete you all. No, not delete you all. Lower you all down. I'm going to top because here we go. We'll go back to choose our shopping list. So introduce us to the girl band lineup, Colin.
Right. So here they are in all their glory. Now these two. We'll come back to these two, and we'll talk you through the rest of the range first. So you have our signature gin here, and that's kind of where it all began. So signature is the only one with the wax dip. You can see this nice wax dip top here. 9 botanicals in that one. The kind of predominant botanicals are aniseed, orange peel, a touch of rose petal. There's some cardamom. There's some grains of paradise in there, which sound very exotic. Now, what we kind of found with signature, we loved it, and that's where it all began. We didn't actually realise how divisive a flavour aniseed is. So we took it to our first gin festival in September 2017, and the responses were either this huge smile of, oh my God, I love it, or, oh my God, I hate it. And I think it kind of falls down to, they might have had a bad night on the Sambuca uni, or it brings back that kind of aniseedy note that, and it's prominent. I mean, it doesn't overwhelm me, but I think if you don't like aniseed, dodge signature.
Colin, let's have a really close look at it.
There you go.
What, is it clear? What is it, coloured or clear, or?
It's very slightly coloured. So all of these gins here are infused with some botanicals post distillation. So that's what gives them colour and their flavour. So that one takes its colour from orange peel. This one from butterfly. Well, actually, these three, so signature, citrus, and spiced, all take their colour from orange peel. Floral takes its colour from butterfly pea petals and hibiscus. So you'll know hibiscus is pink, butterfly pea petals are blue, and when you mix the two, you get violet. That one has a very striking colour change when you add tonic. Something blue had quite a subtle colour change, but this one really goes deep purple to this beautiful pink.
We're all sat here going, Lisa said I'm in. I'm saying I'm in. Yeah.
All right.
So far, so good. So that's 2.
Good. So floral, that one you have 5 flower petals in there and 5 other botanicals. So your 5 flower petals are rose, hibiscus, elderflower, orange blossom, and butterfly pea petals. And the 5 other botanicals are juniper, orris root, cardamom, mace, which is the outer coating of a nutmeg, and spice of angels. So spice of angels is hand-harvested fennel pollen from Yosemite National Park in the USA.
I did that. Sorry.
Yeah. I always think it looks beautiful. The fennel pollen just adds this really nice little finishing touch, and obviously it's a pollen, so it keeps in keeping with the floral theme. That one's probably Jess's Tide favourite, along with something blue. And it's a good cocktail gin. It makes a lovely bramble. We work with a local hotel, the Straven Hotel. Their head bartender's got a cocktail called the Perennial Millennial, which is it's our floral gin that's paired with a lavender, violet, and honey prosecco syrup, and it is just it's delicious. Lovely ice.
Yeah, so don't judge everybody, but I've drank that and I'm having another one because I'm having an absolutely lovely time, and it means I don't have to look after the children. So carry on. I'm going to make a normal gin and tonic with raw gin. It's not normal, but Fever Tree Mediterranean. I haven't got any cucumber, but pink grapefruit.
Yeah, that would work perfect. Yeah. Mint, grapefruit, or cucumber, or any combination of the 3 is a good start.
And no matter.
I like that decor as well. Yeah, why not? So next up there, you've got our citrus gin. Now this is our take on something that's a bit more classic. So signature and floral are both quite bold in flavour. They're quite unusual. Citrus is what we would go for if we just wanted a gin and tonic, and it's as versatile as you could serve it with Schweppes and a slice of lemon, or you could go. I think we made it with a cucumber tonic with some sliced mango and a sprig of fresh dill from the garden, and it was just delicious. So, I mean, it's so versatile. And it's got your 3 citrus peels in there, orange, lemon, and lime, as well as some herbal background. So you've got some rosemary, some bay leaf, some black pepper, and it's a really nice, easy drink, and it's got a touch of savoury to it, but it's mostly just quite citrus refreshing. That's our summer seasonal, that one. So that's It's a good time to do it. Next on to our winter seasonal is our spiced gin. So you've got your kind of winter spices in there. So you've got some cinnamon, some clove, allspice, a bit of pine, some ginger, and a very unusual botanical in that one called Votiperiferi pepper from Madagascar. Votiperiferi peppers are, let's find them.
I love it that you've got them. They're like,
yeah.
Same question again, Colin. Can you eat them? Like a child asking that question, like a child. Can you eat it?
You can. We made a pepper sauce with them actually, and it was delicious. They're tiny little tailed peppers there. Yeah, and they pack such a punch. They're like leathery, smoky, and they've got some nice floral notes. Again, there's a bit of lavender coming through there, and they are the kind of secret ingredient to our spice gin. Whiskey lovers tend to like their spice gin, so some people just a bit of a kind of gin whiskey hybrid, because you've got that kind of smoky, sort of smoky, leathery kind of stuff coming through from your Votiperiferi pepper. So that one we don't tend to serve it as a gin and tonic. We would go for gin and ginger ale, or it makes a lovely cocktail. A spiced apricot spritz is nice, and a hot gin punch if it's winter time is good as well.
A spiced apricot spritz. Three words I've never heard pronounced together. We need to do that again and make a spiced apricot spritz, because that sounds bloody delicious.
It's really tasty. So we'd make one of them with 50 ml of spice gin, 25 ml of cinnamon syrup. So we make our own cinnamon syrup, but you can just buy, the Monin stuff that you would find in coffee shops. That would do the job fine. Half a squeezed lime, and Fever Tree's new soda range. They've also got, in addition to this Mexican lime, a white grape and apricot soda, and so we would top it up with some white grape and apricot soda, and it's really tasty. It's very refreshing.
Question. I'm going to do a salesy question now, Colin.
Yeah.
All of these bottles are what, 70? Are they 70 or?
Yeah, 70s, yeah.
70. Do you do any other sizes? Because I'm looking at this thinking I want the entire range on my window ledge, and I know some of the names on here, ladies. I know you're all looking at me thinking the exact same thing. But we're all looking at each other going, can we afford 70? Like, how many have you got? 7, 6, 7?
Well, 8? Sort of 8. Yeah, we have 6, but we've got 2 limited editions here, although one of them is technically sold out. So yeah, 7. Yes, we do different sizes. Now, let me find some for you.
Honestly, everybody, this is what I'm getting at. I'm getting at, can we get a deal for like all of them? Because I want all of them. And I'm doing it. Louise, I'm thinking about you.
Right, so.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Carry on with the range, by the way. I don't want to stop you if there's one left. Is there one left?
There's 2 more to go, but then we've still got the limited edition stuff of it as well. Now, Something Blue does have a 20 cl version, as does Cherry Bakewell and Signature. So these are our core range: Signature, Cherry Bakewell, and Something Blue. These are our seasonals. So florals are spring seasonal, citruses are summer seasonal, and spices are winter seasonal. We do sell them all year round, but we don't tend to push them because we've kind of established that they fit these particular seasons quite well. So we don't do 20 cls of the seasonals, but we do them with the core range. So Signature, Cherry Bakewell, and Something Blue are all available in 20 cl. They are all technically available in miniature as well, but the postage on miniatures is just extortionate.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. And to be honest, with this lot, Colin, a miniature, that's used as mouthwash. It doesn't even touch the sides. They want 20 cl as a minimum. So 20 cl. If people want, honestly, joking aside, on a serious note, because I am looking at the names here, ladies, I recognise your names. A lot of you are my gin ambassadors. I know what you drink. 20 cls in the cherry, original, and Something Blue.
Yep.
And then the others are full size. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
How much are the 20? I know I'm putting on the spot a little bit. How much are the 20 cls? I'm going to put it.
Oh, right. Okay. They retail for 15. Now, I would struggle to go much lower, but we could do 15 delivered. So delivery included for 15 for a 20 cl.
I say to this lot, and this lot includes me, you can only have you've got to buy 3 20 cls together or something.
We could probably do 3 for
I do know you all so well. They're all commenting. Lorna, Louise, Thea, Louise, Rachel, I do know you so well. This is why I'm asking the question, ladies.
All right, I'll tell you what, we can do 3. So all 3, providing they fit in my postal boxes. I will need to check that. Yeah. But if they do, we'll do a special sip and share offer of 3 for 35, which is a serious one. So we'll match the price of a 70 cl bottle for 3 of those. How's that?
Right. Okay. So 3 times 20 cl for 35 quid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're saving a tenner. They would normally be 40 plus postage. Actually, so
that's massive.
We're probably doing ourselves a disservice, but for people coming that have tuned in tonight, I think it's nice to give them something.
They've been with us 45 minutes, Colin. They've stayed. So tell us the other ones, because I know that everybody's going to want you. You don't get 3 of the 20 cent orders plus a couple of the full bottles.
Yeah, let's do it. So next up, we have our Cherry Bakewell gin. So this is our take on a Cherry Bakewell tart in liquid form. It should be what it says on the tin. You've got cherries, almonds, marzipan. There's a little bit of nutmeg and some cardamom in there as well. That one, it's a great cocktail gin. There's no sugar added to the gin itself. And as far as we know, we could be wrong, as far as we know, it's the world's only sugar-free pink gin. Certainly, as far as we know, it's the world's first. 65 calories per single measure. Now, if you've got a sweet tooth, well, if you like it dry, you would serve it with tonic. If you've got a sweet tooth, lemonade. If you've got a very sweet tooth, cream soda. There's a game changer.
Colin.
Seriously, yeah.
No.
Yeah, for real. It was actually one of our kind of early followers, Kizzy. I don't know if she's watching. If she is, hello, Kizzy. But she said her and her mum tried it with cream soda just on a whim, and they loved it. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to give this a try. And sure enough, it is fantastic with cream soda. It is really, really tasty. I mean, I don't tend to have a sweet tooth, but it did hit the spot for me. I think Jess prefers it with tonic or lemonade because she's not really sweet in that way. She's very sweet in many other ways, obviously.
Oh my god! You're faulting me, folks. Yeah.
But yeah, so that one, it can be as sweet or as dry as you want. And if you actually serve it with tonic, it's really just a kind of gin and tonic with a bit of a sort of sweet cherry twist, but it doesn't have any sugar added to it at all, and it's quite refreshing. Finally, then you've got something blue, which we've already spent quite a while talking about, so we won't say any more on that. And then we're going towards the end here. So this is our first liqueur. This is the Glessert. Now, the Glessert is named after a little village called Glassford.
Colin, hold it really, really still for me, because the image is like a bit grainy. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a bit grainy, but I'm getting the edit. They're called the Glesserts.
The Glessert. So Glesart. So Glessert is the... Oh, Jess is... Hey.
No. Look at you two. Jess is okay, and the twins okay.
We finished with those babies now, yeah. Right, so the Glessert, we made that for a local beer and gin festival. So there's a village called Glassford, which is just outside of where we live in Straven. And they have this beer and gin festival every year. And when we moved to Straven, the organisers said, would you make a gin for the festival? And we did. But we ended up making it a liqueur because we spoke with a local farm shop and to see what ingredients we can get. So it ended up being a gooseberry and elderflower liqueur. And all the potatoes in that one are locally sourced, apart from the juniper. There's some Scots pine needles in there. The Scots pine needles come from the Scots pine tree in my garden, you can see from here. And it's our first liqueur, but it's quite punchy liqueur. It's 25.3%, so it's not kind of 15%. It's almost.
That's not messing around.
No, it does have a bit of a punch. I do like it neat actually, but it loves the prosecco upper. Soda water's in there as well, and it's nice with tonic as well because it still does have quite a punch to it, and it's not overly sweet. I mean, there is sugar in there with it being a liqueur, but some liqueurs have got 200 grams per litre, then I think we've used about 30. So it's not on the kind of overly sweet side. And the very last one we'll talk about.
Oh, wait a sec. You know I'm going to ask you, Colin, because I'm into sales and marketing. I'm going to ask you if you're selling it. Are you selling that liqueur? Can we get our hands, our little hands on that liqueur?
You can. I'll show you what we've got left. 3.5 cases of it left. That's all there is to go. We started with 155 bottles.
Is it 70 centilitres or 50?
70 cl, yeah, 70. And again, we can price match that with the rest, so 35 supplied and delivered for all sip and share viewers. Yeah, Yeah, we made it for this local festival, but the festival didn't get the go-ahead with COVID this year. Actually, the festival was scheduled for the 28th of March, and we went into lockdown on the 23rd, so it was a real shame the festival got cancelled. And we have managed to sell most of it, but we've still got 18, 19 bottles left, something like that. So if anyone does want one, drop us a link.
Right, everybody, add that to your list. Add that to your list. The liqueur.
Yeah.
Flower and gooseberry, did you say? Glossop? Glossop?
The Glessart, Glesart. So that is the kind of local name.
Okay.
Glessart. It is a gooseberry and elderflower liqueur. Yeah. And the final one in our range, which I shouldn't really waste too much time on, because it's completely sold out. Something clear. So obviously you've got something blue. We made something blue to celebrate our wedding. 1 year later, we made something clear to celebrate our paper wedding anniversary. Hence, it's all wrapped in beautiful.
You two are just like this. There's married couples across the country going, I am not living up to the expectation, to the promise that was made. And you two are smashing it. It's even a wedding picture. Jessica has you two in a field on a meadow, Scotch wedding. Oh, Jessica, it's bloody gorgeous. So gorgeous. Take you off that image because you look too bloody beautiful. No. Something clear. Yeah.
You can see actually she's on this label here, so we're both in that.
Oh, he's gone quiet. Colin, come back. He might disappear and he might come back in. Maybe it's the love. Maybe the love has overwhelmed him. The love of Jessica and Colin has got right. So in the absence, while Colin is figuring it out, technologically speaking, folks, if you're still with me, give us a message. Rachel, Lisa, Jessica, Barbara, Louisa, folks, just drop me a message on here to say, Kate, we are still with you. We are watching. Oh,
we're back. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
I was just saying, I think the love overwhelmed you. The wedding. Something clear. Celebrate.
Yeah, that was to celebrate our paper anniversary. So 1 year after Something Blue. We did think we might make one for every anniversary, but we're not going to do that because it's kind of overkill on the love factor, I think.
Sure. I think you might. I think we could find a way.
This year was cotton, so we didn't make anything for cotton. We did think we might make a kind of cotton candy infused Something Blue, but we opted to just leave it at that. But we might make one for 5 years or 10 years, or the kind of the big anniversary events, I guess.
Do you think we can persuade him to do another batch of something clear? Tell us about it anyway. What's in it? What does it taste like?
So it's a London Dry version of Something Blue. So you know Something Blue is quite a kind of contemporary flavour. Something Clear is a proper hardcore London Dry, very juniper forward, but it uses all the same botanicals as Something Blue. And we bottled it at 50% ABV. So 50% packs a bit of a punch.
50%.
50, yeah.
And
so
you are walking to a gin-loving audience and saying, I'm not going to make any more of that juniper forward, Something Clear.
Yeah, we have thought about it. We might do. I mean, we're tempted to release a London Dry. I think the draw is that the London Dry market is so competitive and there are so many amazing London Dries out there that I just don't know if we like doing things that are a little bit different, and I don't know. I've been on the fence about it for a while. We have thought about adding a London Dry to our range for quite a long time. And if we do, then we probably would make it Something Clear.
Why don't we just do a small batch and we'll sell it through Sip and Share, like just mine?
Well, if you get enough interest, we could do that, actually. That would be interesting.
Right, okay, so you've all got, if you fancy it, you've all got to put on the Sip and Share page, we want Something Clear. No one else know what you're talking about, and then let's tag McLean's gin in.
Yeah, go for it. So let me think. Right, so a batch we ran that on a 30-litre still, and we did 14 batches. So 352 divided by. We would we'd need.
Thinking about it, ladies. We are getting this. We
would need 35 people to buy a bottle in order for me to do enough to do a full distillation and sell it on. Let me work it out.
I reckon we could get 35.
All right.
So,
Okay.
I reckon my gin ambassadors, there's 16 of them. They'll buy 2 each, knowing them. Oh, I'm here. They're all going easy. Look at them, easy pre-order.
Oh, all right, we're gonna have to do something then, aren't we? Okay, leave that one with me. I'll see what we can come up with. All right. We have thought about it. I mean, we have been chatting with a couple of people that have said we should do something with it. The drawback to this one, there was 352 of them, and they're all hand numbered. I don't know if you can see that there. That one doesn't have numbers on it. Actually, it's got 2 love hearts because this is our bottle. But this is batch love heart of 352. Now I had to painstakingly wrap all of these bottles by hand. It took a fortnight, an actual full fortnight. Now, what we might do is bring back something clear, the liquid, but in different packaging.
Yes,
yeah.
Do that. We want you to make it as easy as possible. Give the twins a Sharpie each.
I just doodle all over it. Stick a duty stamp on it.
Don't bother with all the. We are up for this. Don't bother with all the wrapping.
Okay.
Jaro design. Oh, Robin, you're in. Robin, I would be. It seems men are excluded. You're not excluded. You are very much in. Robin, I didn't know if you were male or female because of Robin. I don't know. Yes. We'll wrap them ourselves. I'll come and wrap them.
All right, really good feedback then. Okay, well, we have been thinking about this, and we've been chatting with one of our local stockists, Jaro Design, who I think are on, and we have been sort of saying we're looking at potentially releasing a London Dry, but it's so hard to know where to put your energies actually, because Something Blue was really what our plan for the year was, until, I don't know if you heard about it, but this virus, COVID-19 came along and basically shut all weddings down. So we've had to really pull back on that and change our focus this year. And I think we're always limited by cash flow. We're always limited by time, because I'm a dad of twins and they're very time consuming. And we have been sort of saying we would like to add a London Dry to our range, but I guess it looks like there's a demand for it, so we're going to have to do it now, aren't we?
There's a bit of these messages here. There's a bit of a mob. I mean, you could call it, Colin, mob mentality, because they're more.
Well, okay. Yeah.
But there's a vibe going on. Someone's saying send the wrapping with the gin. We'll wrap it ourselves. DIY.
Yeah. All right. I can send pictures of how to do it, because we did take pictures of the bottles being wrapped actually. So. All right. Let me think about that, and we'll all right. But I think we can make it happen. I think we definitely can. I don't know when, but it will happen. If people are willing to be patient, then I'm willing to do it. All right.
Louisa, we're demanding it. Ladies and gents, we're going to have some patience on this. Persistence is key. Consistency. Okay. So let's just bring it back to business for a second. So what we have said is, on the 20 centiliter, which is the original,
yes,
the cherry Bakewell,
and
something blue, that we can have that trio pack for £35.
Yes, and that is the rock bottom price on that one.
Yeah, I know, and I feel a little bit like I bullied you, and I really don't mean to.
People tasting, so I don't mind.
Jessica's in the background going, Colin, stop. And then you've got the full bottles as well. So I know that everybody can see the full range, can't they, on your website? So we can't buy the website; they need to message you to do that. But buy the website, but they can see the full range on the website. Yeah, the full range is on the website. We don't have an e-commerce facility at the moment. We're toying with that. But I think for the moment, if people do want to buy, they can drop us a quick message and we'll sort it out. Facebook, Instagram, or get us on info@mcleansgin.co.uk and we'll get details. All right. Awesome. Okay, so other than feeling slightly bullied into doing a gin that you are you okay? Because I feel a bit.
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm all right. The gin's helped. No, I think we've been thinking about it, and it's good to see that people are interested in the potential of it. It means that it's now much more of an option. If we can see that we can do this, and people are actually going to be okay, I want to try that. Then let's do it. So I don't know when, so you can't hold me to a date, but you can have. All right. And you know, Colin, I will happily have conversations with you and Jessica and help in any way I can in terms of managing that journey and expectations from a
Pre-order sales perspective, but pre-ordering is an absolutely great idea. Okay, folks, so 32 of you have stuck with us for an hour.
That is impressive, yeah. Hello,
everybody. So we are going to, is there anything else we need to talk about, Colin, before we let everybody go?
I don't think so. I mean, does anyone have any questions before we tie up?
Let me see. I think there was a question earlier on. Let me see. So if anyone's got any questions, please just pop them in the comments. Let's see. There's a lot of like, Colin's playing hard to get. Make that. I think Colin is making a business decision live on camera, which is never a good thing. I know from experience.
No, probably not.
Do you do? I have a question actually. Comments here. Do you do? So you've been doing events. Do you do tasting evenings, or have you got a premise where you can kind of invite people on site, or how does it work?
We don't have a premises that we can invite people on site at the moment. We are kind of looking at something again. It all comes down to time, but we've thought about gin schools and visitor centres and you name it. But we have been doing a lot of gin tasting. So we used to do a lot of gin festivals. We used to do a lot of tastings. And obviously lockdown came along and we actually started working quite closely with one of our local stockists, Jarrow Design. Now
okay.
Jarrow are an interior design studio, but they also recently got their off-sales license, which is fantastic. And they've been hugely supportive of what we do. And they, in the same way that we panicked when lockdown hit. They had no idea what to do next. And then we got chatting and thought, okay, well, why don't we try out virtual gin tastings? And they were a great success, actually. I mean, at one point, I think we had 90 people on one tasting, yeah. But we are looking forward to getting back to kind of tasting events. I think it's probably going to be a little while before gin festivals are fully back in swing, to be honest. I mean, I don't know, but I would be a bit apprehensive, and I think we're not prepared. We don't have PVC screens and all the kind of health and safety things that you need at the moment. And I think it's going to be uncharted territory for quite a while. But I think more of a kind of sit-down tasting in restaurants or hotels and whatnot, I think we'll hopefully be back on the scene with them fairly soon. We are in discussions for one locally 2 weeks on Saturday. So we'll see if that's looking like ahead. Are we doing any gin festivals next year? We don't have any booked for next year at the moment. Other than the Glassford Beer and Gin Festival, which is the festival that we made this for, Glasser. But I'm sure they'll come up because we always find ourselves doing tastings. But actually, with COVID, obviously it's been a pretty strange time for everyone, but it's actually been quite relaxing and nice to have weekends back, because last year we were at gin festivals every weekend, you know. It was, you think it's a 4-hour day because you're doing 12 to 4, but actually you've spent 8 hours packing up and unpacking and making all the gin for it, and they're exhausting. They're great fun. It's great to meet.
It's physically hard work as well. It's my client who does the markets, and it's you've got a day prep, it's kind of psychological and physical, and then the event itself, and then the kind of some attempt at rewind afterwards. It's a really, really hard slog. So, and with a young family, you have 10-month-old little girls, so to have the opportunity that you wouldn't have normally had to spend some time with them and hear the clicking and the sirens, that's really special. And you know, that's the icing on this very strange cake.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. It's been a strange cake for sure. But yeah, I mean, you've got to pick out the positives, don't you? But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll be back on the gin festival scene before too long.
So Blackie Blackburn. Let me see if I can share that comment. Right. So we need to address this issue. Can something clear? I don't think we can. I mean, I feel like, Colin, I don't want to say that we should, because that's a bit much.
I think I would be reluctant because I don't want to put a timeline on it. So I couldn't guarantee that it's going to be ready by X date or Y date. So I would be reluctant to say yes. I mean, you can drop us a message and we can keep a note of your details and message as soon as it goes live. But I would be reluctant to take anyone's money in advance of having actually made the product, because I don't think that would be good business.
I think let's just, if you know, Colin, if you're up for it, and of course I certainly am, as an if and when something clear happens, let's do this. Let's talk about it and kind of and so everybody can enjoy it. Mainly me, because I'm a very selfish person. But we can do that properly. And so, you know, when the time is right, let's do that.
Definitely. I think that sounds good.
I'm up for sales and I want you to take people's money. I also run a business for 11 years and know the responsibility that carries. So
you don't want to take anyone's money until you've got a physical product in your own hand.
Oh no, they've said I'm joking anyway. Oh, bollocks. We were like that. Right then. Oh, God. Okay, right then. So, on that basis, if anyone wants to order anything, I want to see, because I'm still admin on your page. Leave me on, Colin, for another 12 hours so I can message the Facebook page or info@mcleansgin.co.uk.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It is £35, which includes postage and packaging for the full bottle, and then the same price for the 3 20 centilitre set, which I already know is going to be very popular.
Yeah.
Lorna has said, can Colin come back? Lorna, you're a gin ambassador. We may have scared him off. Don't ask a question like that publicly. Can Colin come back and do the spiced gin nearer winter?
I don't see why not. If you're willing to have me back, then
Thea, I want it now. Patience, Thea.
This is a bit of it's a bold one. We do have bottle number 1, right? So we've hung on to bottle number 1, and we were going to auction it for charity. If anyone wants to make me an offer, serious offers only, all proceeds will go to charity. But there is literally one. We could have a bidding war on some kind of platform. I don't know how we'd work that. Let me think, and I'll get back to the way to do that. Right?
I feel like Jessica, with all the love that you two have got, I feel like bottle number 1 from Something Clear needs to stay. Like I'm just.
We've got our bottle number. Love heart.
Okay.
So I think we have bottle 1 anyway. So I mean, and it would all be for charity. We're not interested in making money with bottle number 1. So, but I think we'd be reluctant to let it go for. I don't know.
Don't give a number. Never give a number.
Yeah.
Never give a number. Lisa is asking, will the floral be in the 20 centilitres? And you don't have 20 centilitres in the floral ones, do you? It's just Bakewell original, and I'm just writing this Something Blue.
Yes, Something Blue signature and Bakewell for the moment. We have thought about rolling the seasonals out into 20 CLs as well, but we don't sell a massive amount of the seasonals, and I think the 20 CL labels, the minimum order quantity for the labels is 1,000. So if you buy 1,000 labels at close to £1 each, then we're £3,000 down, and it's going to take us a long time to sell them. So I don't think they'll be on the scene anytime in the immediate future, but we'll see. We would be keen. Philip is £100. Unless anyone wants to raise that in the next 5 minutes, I would say
it's gone down. It's gone to £38.50. Louise said, "Don't know. Auction it. It's special. Do a charity thing." Hold on. Do you know what? Let's chat marketing strategy associated with that first bottle, if indeed that is something you wanted to do. But do not be bullied by sip and share viewers. Don't do it on a Wednesday night on Facebook.
For £100, I was going to say I wouldn't let it go for less than £100, but for £100, I think we would part with it, and all proceeds to charity. Phil can name the charity if he wants it, and if he's serious, Philip, you can drop us a message and we'll
I actually think Philip is a distiller, aren't you, Philip? I think I recognise that name. I think you might be a distiller. All right, well, let's see where that conversation goes. We'll all watch with bated breath.
All right.
Okay, we got to go, folks. We've got. Come on, we've got we've got lives to live. We've got children to manage and get into that. So please send loads of love over to Colin and Jessica McLean at McLean's Gin, and thank you so much. Let's get those orders in. Let's get them in. Yeah, you know what we're doing here, folks. We're not crazy. Let's support these small local distillers. Let's buy direct where we can. Please do. Amazon is not your only option when it comes to gin. It is not.
Thank you. I would mirror all those sentiments. Thanks so much to everyone that's come along. It's been a pleasure to chat. And Kate, thanks for having me. And hopefully I'll catch up with you again. All right.
Yes, let's do this. Right. Well, goodbye, everybody. Good night. Cheers. Have a nice rest of your evening. And Colin, you stay there for 1 second. Let's say bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Wow.